I got it.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Got to get here. Oh.
Hello, all. We're going into commercial in a second so that we can begin.
You're live.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome for today's segment with Coffee with Ori. I am Ori, and I am your host for today, like I am every Monday. I hope all is well. I hope you all are well. You know, I start the show always with welcoming you and sending light and love because without light and love, we have a lot of confusion in life, and that's what we don't want. Now, today we're going to be talking about the beginning of manifestation as well as knowing why when you try to manifest things start to come and drips and drag to the point where people get discouraged and they stop doing what they usually do. Now, for everyone that believes in the law of attraction and manifestation, it is something that works. It is something that is real, and I can honestly say that I am a living proof of the manifestations, especially the financial manifestations of what comes, but not because I will it to come. It is merely because I live in the gratitude of what I'm given, even if it's $1. And I make sure that I express that on each and every single day when I wake up. I make sure that God, my angels, my spirits, and my guides, I let them know that I live in gratitude every day for everything that comes to me from all over, from different people, from all different directions, which is something that's very important. Now, there is a pulling force in the law of attraction, but there's also a negative outpour. We're used to hearing that we're used to hearing that if you write it down on a piece of paper, whatever you want, manifest, okay? It is not that simple. First of all, there are rules and regulations to everything in the world, even in the universe. What I have learned, what I have physically learned, and is that part of our evolution with the law of attraction is that we have to first clean house. And what I mean by clean house, I don't mean your physical house, although that is something that has to be done as well. Hola, Corali, and welcome to the show. What I also mean is you have to make sure that your house is clean. Your house, this is your house. You have to make sure that your house is clean. The universe is receptive, but the universe is receptive if you are taking care of the most important thing in the world, which is you, which is the vessel that you've been given, the vessel that we're borrowing, and we have to make sure that everything that we have to take care of. With that being said, meditation is very important. Not meditation like Om, and not that type of meditation. Meditation meaning breathing and focusing on what you want. That is always a very important thing. The breath is important because that is the foundation of life. That is what gives us life, and that is what keeps us going, which is the breath. Again, the breath is also used to remind you that to speak is to create. That which we speak, we can create only if we know and we're not afraid to manifest what comes. I would say 70% of the world that is minority has been programmed to believe that we should be happy for what we have. Count our blessings, be happy, and that's it. Do nothing more. Well, I honestly have learned along the years that if God wanted me to settle for what I just have, then God would not have given me the mind and the ability to create a metamorphosis for myself. He would not have had me metamorphosize into something that I have turned into by keeping myself focused. Sometimes it's not good sometimes people say it's not good to bring religion into everything, but I'm going to explain something to you. We're living in times where people use God as an excuse to traumatize, to hurt, and to condemn other people. Frankly, I'm not afraid of your God. I'm not afraid of your Christ. I'm not afraid of your Buddha. I'm not afraid of your Allah. I'm not afraid of nothing that doesn't move me. The universe has energy in itself. I believe in the energies. I believe in the energizing pull of the universe. But I also believe that in order for you to pull, you must focus your mind on the most important thing in the world, which is you. You have to make sure that you remove, one, the ego out of your life. Two, remove people that are not of substance, that really have nothing going for themselves. And I don't mean educated people, and I don't mean rich people, because I always say, and I'm going to tell you again, I've known a lot of people with a lot of money, and I know a lot of rich people. But I also know that, and it's not to be judgmental, but I always felt like maybe I wasn't at their level, but that's not the truth. They were not my level. So therefore, I'm helping people who have more than me or have had more than me. But then again, for anyone who doesn't know my past, as a young man, I always had a lot. I always had my own things. I always had a little bit of money. I've always taken care of myself. And people always look at me as if I walked around thinking I was better than everyone. And I've said it many times, and I'm going to repeat it again. My answer to people when they say, when I met you, I thought you were better than everyone. I tell them I'm not better than everyone, but I am better than most. And what I mean by that is I can admire you, and I can tell a person, my God, I really love the way that Dr. D is doing this or doing that, and I really admire the way she does things. I can talk to someone and say, well, I like the way my friend Sadia handles herself, or I like the way that Niete, my godson, handles himself, and so on and so on, and Gilbert and all the people that are in my life. I can compliment people. But there will be other people that may assume that I am envious of them and jealous of them because they're doing something that I'm not doing. Okay. First of all, there's only one me. I've never tried to copy anyone. People try to copy me. But there's only one original. Second of all, I haven't seen anything extraordinary about anyone in this life at this point that will make me want to be like them. Now, I like being me. Didn't always like being me. Didn't always like me. But I like being me. The point I'm trying to make is this, because I'm not going to go on a tangent. The point I'm trying to make is this. You must first love self. You must first respect self. You must first understand self. And you must understand that trivial emotions are a waste of time and a waste of energy. They are. There are people that say, you know what, I'm going to take a trip and I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Time goes on and they've done nothing. I'm fortunate to say that I've been to many countries. I've been to, I would say, most of the Caribbean island, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been to quite a few states in the US. So when I decide I'm ready to go somewhere, I ask the universe to provide and I go. I don't have to go to Paris, France. I don't have to do that because you know what? I haven't gone there yet. I haven't had the desire to go. But when I'm ready, I'm sure that God, Spirit, angels, guides, and the universe will open up the doors and they will provide. Now, providing or being provided for by the universe comes at a very small price. The price is understanding who you are, what you want, focusing on what you deserve or what you believe that you deserve. And you start moving the wheels that way. You start placing your little pegs in order of what it is that you want. And no matter what goes on, never lose sight of what it is that you want. That's a very important key. Now, for people who want to manifest money, you have to make sure that the people that you are surrounded by have the same ideas as you and are making money like you, and they're doing things like you. I'm not saying exactly like you, but I'm saying like you, meaning, that they are putting a little bit away, even if it's $5 a week, making sure that they are focused on their goals. And you start out with a list of goals and meet everyone, try to meet every goal and cross it off and reach the plateau that you want to reach. So if you want to go, let's say you want to stay in a hotel at the Hilton, anywhere, you just want to do it to get away for a couple of days. Well, you know what? You put it out there. And in your mind, instead of saying when I go, if I go, no, just say when I go, when I am ready to go, I know that the doors will be open and they will provide for me. And you keep putting that in your head that that's where you want to be. That's where you're going to go. That's where you're going to go. And, it will happen. It's as if something divine is pushing the door open for you. But then again, sometimes we expect more than just a door opening. We play the lottery. I play the lottery. I know people always say to me, well, you know, you play, you're spending money. No, I don't look at it that way. I look at it like I've already won. So because I've already won, why not stop playing? Just play. You know, I believe that everything that we want is tangible. Everything we want, we can get. We can grasp it. But it all depends on who and what and where. It all depends on who we socialize with, where we're socializing, and how are you moving forward without any obstruction. One, if I don't live in the ghetto, I'm not going to hang in the ghetto. Two, if I'm not broke, I'm not going to date anyone who doesn't. I'm not going to date anyone who doesn't have at least what I have or more. If I'm in a place that I don't like, and I feel in my heart that it's time to go, then I need to stop making excuses and I need to move forward. Because only when you let go of ego, when you talk to yourself and you talk to the master of your ego and you let them know, to the master of my ego, I set you free as well as myself, then and only then are you able to conquer your failures. And failures are not something that should make you feel like you're less than. To fail at something is better to have tried and failed than to never have tried at all. So never think that failure is a component that makes you weak. It doesn't. If you don't learn by every failure, you're never going to learn. And just because you're born somewhere or just because you come from a different type of family doesn't mean that your past is what defines you, because it doesn't. Your past is your past. Your present is your present. You are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old. What you are now, you cannot be 20 years old if you're 40 years old. You cannot go back and be 20. You can't. You cannot pray to a God that existed 20 years ago in your life, because that God does not exist anymore. The God of your understanding exists right now in this plane with you at this moment. And that is what you have to focus on. Okay? If you notice, one of the things that you learn, so I need to really reiterate in this, is that we find ourselves being taunted by people and their religious jargon. Hey, Eddie, how you doing? Love and light, my brother. So we find that people's religious jargon and political jargons may cause an obstruction in our lives. But let me explain something to you. For people who are Christians, I'm going to break it down for you. If you really understand the Bible, you will understand that Jesus hated religion and he hated people who were condescending and that looked down on people. Jesus didn't look high on that. So therefore, if you people who believe that your religious base makes you better, you may think it makes you better. But the question is, are you really ready? Are you really better? Are you really going anywhere? Have you gone anywhere? And how far did you go? Ask yourself all those questions. Because if you're running by ego, you can move fast, but as fast as you grow, you fall. Most people that I have met or have come across that are very intelligent people that make it seem as if they got their life in order and together are very lonely people. They don't know how to be alone. They have to have someone in their lives all the time. That's a flaw. Because if you cannot keep yourself company and keep yourself happy, why do you need someone to do that for you? You know, that shows that your spirit is still very young and foolish. And it's okay, because how are you if you don't know, if you're not foolish, how do you know that you were foolish? If you were a failure in your eyes, how do you know that you were a failure unless you fail and you've picked yourself up? So other people have to allow you and everyone else to go through what you're going through, regardless if it's good, bad, or indifferent, regardless if they like it or if they don't. Hey, my motto to people is, if you like it, I love it. I'm not here to judge you, and I'm not here to judge anybody. And exactly how I don't judge you, I don't expect for you to judge me. And if you do, that's fine, if it makes you happy. But at the end of the day, I know where I'm going. I know where I've been. I know what I've done. I know what has happened. I know that what I have released and let go of. I know who I have dismissed. And I know where I stand. And I know where I'm standing. And I know where I'm going. And I know how I'm going there. Not many people can say that. So ask yourself, what is the key? Like I started, the key starts with taking care of this temple. But the temple is not just the body. The temple is also this. I know that people sometimes run across obstacles, even with their own families, their own mothers, their own fathers. They run across obstacles. Their mothers, fathers may not like what they do. They might make mistakes, and they may look at you and say, well, you know what? I've been there. I've made mistakes. Okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, you made your mistakes. Now let us make our mistakes. You know, don't be so judgmental, because you're not sitting on the throne. You're not. Because your goals to be on the throne were never to be on the throne. Your goals was just to live in a palace and sit on a chair, not a throne. I don't want to just go to a palace and visit it. I want to be the king in the palace. So those people, like Jesus said, ye of little faith, those people who are very judgmental, they don't have faith in themselves. So they take pleasure in trying to bang you down with a hammer, like a nail, put it in the ground and keep nailing you down, because they're trying to push their emotions. Hello, my friend from Albania. I actually have a couple of friends that are Albanian here in the US. Welcome. Also, that's Fred Hassa, by the way, who's from Albania, who's logged on. As I was saying, you know, people use their ability. You know, mothers have a platform. Mothers' platforms are us. Fathers, how will you know pain? You gotta have a testimony to know and help. Yes, Eddie, I agree with you 100%. You know, you know, how do you know how to get over that stuff? You have to fall. You have to have pain. You have to go through all of that. But the thing is there are people who have gone through this, who are, like I said, parents and mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers and uncles and aunts, and they forget the mistakes that they made, or they get them like, I look at it this way. Sometimes parents get amnesia. They forget the shit that they've done. So they automatically expect you to be molded by them when they've literally watched their life go by. And now at this point in their life, they're not doing anything because they're settling. So therefore, do you want to settle, or do you want to be the best that you can be? And I don't mean the best to be the best of everyone. No, the best that you can be within yourself. If you know yourself and you love thyself and you are good to self and you are emotionally stabilizing self by acknowledging and taking ownership of the stuff that you do, then and only then can these keys that you're given, that the universe gives you, then and only then will these keys work. I think sometimes people misunderstand. I see a Mercedes. I love Mercedes. Anyone that knows me knows that I want a Mercedes. You know what? I have a new car, and I'm very grateful, for my Ford Escape and my SUV. I like it, and it has everything that I need and more, and it rides beautifully, and I'm grateful. Doesn't mean that I won't get a Mercedes, because I eventually will. And anybody that knows me knows how I am. So I'm sure if I get a Mercedes, when I get a Mercedes, I'll probably give this car away. Why? Because the art of giving is also a key to moving forward. I've gotten into this habit, guys, of, in Florida, anybody who's been here knows that in every corner, you're going to see people asking for money. You're going to see people who say that they're vets, which they've probably never been to a war, except a war in a crack house. And I'm not trying to be facetious or make fun, but I'm just saying the war on drugs is real. The mental war is really real. So there are a lot of people that are older that call themselves veterans, which they may be, they may not be. There are young people that are out there. But you know what? I like the signs where they say, I would clean your car, or I would clean your house just to feed my family. $5 will help me to go to the dollar store and buy 5 different meals. I like honesty. So what I've gotten into the habit of doing quite a while ago is always making sure that I have money in cash form up by my where that little compartment where you keep glasses. I always make sure that I have singles there, at least 10 to 20 singles, or $5 bills or whatever. And I always make sure that I stop, if I've stopped and people come to me, that I give them something. And to me, the most energizing feeling is when I give them something and they bless me. And I always tell them, thank you for your blessings. I accept it. And I not only do I accept it, but I received it. And I can move forward. I don't look back and say, oh, well, I just helped this man now. Because if you help people and you constantly talk about the shit you've done for people, don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. Because that's not giving from the heart. That's giving because you're trying to prove to yourself that you're a good person. And I've said before, and I'm going to tell it again, people, don't tell people that you're a good person. People who constantly say, I'm a good person, you're really not a good person. You have a lot of issues, and you like the sound of your own voice. And that's why you keep saying, well, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. A good person never has to say he's a good person or she's a good person. Just food for thought, okay? That is also part of the ego. So you need to learn that. Learn that people will judge you by what they see, when in reality they should only judge you by what they know of you, by what they know of you, by you being around them. So what happens? It's another way that the law of attraction does not work. because you have a thorn on your side that is not allowing you to move forward, because again, it's by association. People that are nowhere want you to be nowhere. So they find a fabulous human being that they like the way they dress, and then they judge them. Guys, it's 9:29. We're about to go into commercial. And as soon as we get back, I will finish the segment on the law of attraction, the beginning, and the consistency in order to stay in the law of attraction. Commercial time. Okay. Hold on, guys. We're supposed to be going on commercial. If not, I will continue.
Angelic Whispers with Dr. Ron Bates. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Ron Bates, Angelic Whispers. Stay tuned on Thursdays for Dr. Ron Bates. Interactive Life Coach, Ori, Coffee with Ori, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. No, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, forgive me. Stay tuned every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coffee with Ori, where you are in life, ask Ori. 101. Dr. D, in all her services, alignment with self, Reiki, prana, personal steam baths, ionic, toxic, biofeedback, Reiki, prana, color therapy, and all these services.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to this program. And for you guys that have tuned in late, love and light to all of you. Always sending love and light, because without that, we have nothing. We have to look at life through many different color glasses and send out love and light no matter what. Yes, it does, Eddie. It always does come back and it does expand. But there is love and light being sent to everyone. The people right now that are going through a lot in Cuba, the people that are going through a lot in Haiti, the people that are going through things in Iraq and Iran, the people that are going through things all over the world. Love and light to all. You have to send love and light, not to just the people you know. Love and light to people that you don't know, because it doesn't cost anything for you to send love and light. It doesn't take anything from you to send love and light at all. So keep yourself grounded, keep yourself focused, and remove that bullet of ignorance that has been instilled in you, that being selfish is the best way. Now, there is a difference between being selfish and being selfless. You have to understand that. Now, back to what I was saying, to the law of attraction. The law of attraction doesn't always work the way you think it does. One, there are people, and I know because I've done this for a long time, where there are people who say, and I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of you out there are going to be guilty of it, saying, if I hit the lottery, I'm going to help my sister, I'm going to help my cousin, I'm going to help my friends. Well, part of the law of attraction is you're attracting money for yourself. You can't attract money and keep it if you're spending it before you even get it. It's not going to come because you're already spending it and you're already pushing it in directions of other people, where it should be focused on you, on the direction that you are trying to pull. What you do after you get it, that is up to you. Giving is a wonderful part of moving forward, okay? Now, another part of the law of attraction is to make sure that you are clutter-free. I don't know if you guys are able to see, but I know it's dark. This is my living room. My living room was much more cluttered. And actually, I still have a big sofa there with a throw. And that love seat, it looks small, but it's not small. It's actually big. Now, I have just downsized in things and bought things that I wanted to make things simple, like a brand new dining room table that's low and a brand new TV because I needed a smart TV. And I just ordered they call it a sofa table, but that's tall and skinny because I have a skinny TV that's 62 inches. Now, soon I will be buying new couches, but not couches. I will be buying 2 love seats. Why? Because it's just me. And I want to make sure a lot of my deities that are here in the living room, I will move into the altar room, to my prayer room, just to make sure that my space is inviting for the energy of the universe. The universe has its own energy. The universe has its own angels, its own guides. You know, the universe is the God spirit. The God spirit is the universal spirit that's in all of us, because we are gods. We just have forgotten our powers. And through manifestation and through letting go of the ego and anything that holds you back from progressing mentally, emotionally, and physically. As long as you hold on to those things, a lot of things will not move. I believe in feng shui, so I believe in the energy, the shifting energy. The law of attraction shows you many different ways. If you read up on different ways on how to make money, the law of attraction will attract different things. You know, I take a candle, a green candle, and put it on a white plate, and then fill the plate with rice, and I light it. And I ask the universe for what I want. I let the candle burn for an hour, and then I take a handful of rice and throw it outside my front door. And then I take the rice that's left and I put it in a bag, a Ziploc, and then I keep it in a drawer. And I do this. Every time I do this, I get rid of the rice and I use new rice. But it's only like a cupful of rice. So I don't really eat a lot of rice, so I don't mind doing it. But when I talk to the candle, I talk to the wick before I light it, and then I talk to the light itself, to the fire. And one is because it's air, and air travels to the universe, the universal ear. And then two, it's fire, and fire burns through everything and every obstacle that's causing problems. Again, breaking obstacles that are causing problems, that are obstacles that you should be the ones breaking yourself. Like I said, if you don't get high, don't associate with people that get high. If you're not a drinker, why are you going to socialize with an alcoholic? You're not judging them. You're just choosing to stay away from that. You're choosing to pull away from that. Deal with people who are kind-hearted, because there's a lot of mean-spirited people in the world, and they're so bitter because of the way that their lives are, that they want to impose their bitterness onto you. They want to make sure that you're stamped with it so that you can continue not to be able to advance yourself. Now, a lot of us have desired a job, and then boom, we don't manifest it, and we're worrying, and we're like saying, but I know that there was a boom, and I know that I was manifesting it. No, but then you get upset and you get angry, and when you get angry, then all of a sudden you manifest what you wanted because you got angry. So you're thinking, you know what, maybe if I get angry, I will manifest. Well, guess what? There are different types of manifestation, and you can manifest anything that comes out of that will come very quickly. But it can also it can be turned around and you can fall. And the key is to the true manifestation of proper energy or proper things, whether they be material, spiritual, or health-wise, is about keeping your mind focused, sending out light and love, living in appreciation of everything that's around you, living in gratitude of what the universe has to give. And as long as you remember all those steps, you're on the right path. Now, don't get discouraged. When something is not moving for you, don't feel that what you're doing is not working. Like I said, take time to learn to be still. Take time to meditate within yourself. And like I said, meditation doesn't have to be chanting something that, Hare Krishna, you don't know. Meditation is anything you want it to be. If you want to close your eyes and you want to say, Christ, 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 and that makes you happy, shit. If you love it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. If you want me to worship, I'll worship with you. Because at the end of the day, who am I to say it's wrong? If it's a positive outlet for you, then it's a positive outlet for me. And if it's a positive outlet for me, it's a positive outlet for the universe. Look at people, but judge not people. Because if you are not looking at yourself and you're not judging yourself first, then you shouldn't be judging other people. People don't deserve to be bullied mentally, spiritually, or physically. No one has the right or should have the right to bully you into doing anything, into believing anything. And that is why I started out with, I am not afraid of your God. I am not afraid of your Christ. I am not afraid of your Buddha. I'm not afraid of your Allah, because I am not. I am a son of the highest God. And the God that I worship and the God of my understanding wants nothing but the best for me, just like he wants the best for you. There's always a supreme being. Doesn't matter if you feel that you're a God. You can be a God, but there's only one universal energy that humans and dictatorships have made it religion, because it's the only way that they can control people, and they could control. Manifesting is keeping yourself focused. Manifesting is knowing that you're going to do something bigger and better, and you don't have to talk about it to anyone. Sometimes manifestation is just closing your eyes and sitting still. Lord knows there are times that I may need, but not for me, to help others. And I ask God, I need you to provide something for me. And I'd say, you know, God, spirit, angels, guide, the universe. I live in gratitude. Please provide. This is what I need. And this is the amount that I need. And I swear to you, within a day or two, or maybe even that night, the money will appear like magic. And I've tested it over and over and over and over again. So does manifestation work? Yes. Does it work in a grander scale? It does, but you first have to manage and learn it on a smaller scale. You have to first understand that you have to crawl before you walk. You can't just expect the universe to give you something if you're not doing anything in return. You can't sit around at home doing absolutely nothing and think that the universe is going to provide for you if you're not making any moves to provide for yourself. It doesn't work. You have to want to do something. You have to want to always give forward. You're going to have to want to always help the weaker, you know, the meek, the people who are not just meek but weak. You have to always make sure that you are an example of good faith, of honesty, of good character. Also, what is that word? There's a word and it's stuck in it's like right into my tongue. Mercy. Being merciful is helping those that you know that at one point you either needed them, they needed you, you helped them, they helped you, and all of a sudden they're down on their luck. Be merciful, because this society that we live in is becoming more about themselves and no one else. It's all about me, 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 me. And I can tell you that when you're on that plane of me, 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 and when you're on that plane of lying to people, of always trying to be better and thinking that you're better and thinking that you know everything, and looking down or spitting down on people, or just, you know, let's just say for education, you know, you got a bachelor's degree, you got a master's degree, you got a doctorate. Well, guess what? Big deal. I know a lot of idiots that have doctrines. I know a lot of creepy people that have masters and live well and have money, but are they any better for it? No, they're still creepy. And there are people that don't give, you know, they don't give, they don't do anything. They don't give to people, they don't help people because they don't care about helping anyone but themselves. Is that a right thing to do? Who am I to say yes or no? I wouldn't do that, but that's me. There's a lot of you out there that wouldn't do it either. But what I'm saying to you is that part of the evolution of manifesting is keeping your mind focused. And no matter what has not come to you at that moment, doesn't mean that it's not. You just have to keep yourself focused and know that what it is that you want is tangible. What it is that you want will come. What it is that you desire will come to you, and it will come to pass because you desire it to be so. It's normal. There's nothing unnormal about it. There's nothing unnormal about manifesting. There's nothing not normal about being happy that you're doing something to help yourself. There's nothing not normal about that. That all of that is normal. There's nothing not normal about expecting the very best to come to you, or expecting the very best to come to your family. There's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the manifestation. But like I said, part of the manifestation is knowing in your mind that you are not going to stay stuck, and you are not going to follow in the footsteps of your parents or your grandparents that have learned to just settle and they're happy with whatever little scraps they get. You can't do that. If you want the universe to help you, you have to expand your mind. If you cannot expand your mind and your heart, you can't expand anything. So keep your mind focused, expand your mind, at the same time open your heart and allow the universe to fill it with love and light. And as much as the universe sends you light and love, then you send it out. You send it out to everyone. You send it out to people all over the world. And not be afraid to share a lot of the things that are moving within your circle. Another thing that I can and will explain to you about manifestation is wanting the very best for the people who surround you. Wanting the very best. It's important to always desire the best for your neighbor, for the person that's next to you, even for people who are homeless. It's always within the realm of gratitude that we have to consciously keep our minds positioned in making things better for other people by blessing them, by sending them light and love, by helping them. If you have water and they're thirsty, you give them water. If you have snacks and they're hungry, you give it to them. If you have money and you only have a few dollars and that's all you have in cash and you're not used to most of us are not used to spending cash anymore. So don't fool yourself and say, well, why should I give him my $2? Because he's going to drink it or he's going to get high. But it doesn't matter what he's going to do with it. The important thing is that you give, and you give from your heart. This world, this universe, the frequencies in this universe, it pulls us to do better, to want to do better, to want to help not just ourselves, but our fellow man, and as well as a fellow man heal this universe. A lot of people are in denial of global warming. They see it, but the 1% doesn't really care. And the people who follow the 1%, who are really living nowhere, it's unfortunately, it's sad. It's sad because of their inadequacies to want the inadequate belief or the inadequate tools that they don't have or they are not given to them or were never shown to them, that makes them become ignorant and not believe that there's global warming or things happening around them until it affects them, until it affects a family member, until it affects a child. And then they start to take heed that Mother Nature is not playing games. This planet has destroyed itself. Let me rephrase this. The planet is not going to die. We will die. The planet has gone many times and the planet has returned many times. And now it's when they're starting to find things that are buried and things and cities that are buried underground. Why? Because the same thing that happened many, many millennia ago, it's happening again. People are greedy. People want power. Rich people want power. They don't want money. They want power. But power for what? Power for what? To destroy one another? To judge one another? Not to bring it up, but I'm sure that most of you have saw it before. And I'm going to talk about it because at the end of the day, this is a great example of what I was telling you about being selfish. Caitlyn Jenner, I don't know what her story is. I don't really even care. I look at him as a man with breasts. I don't look at him as transgender. I don't look at him as a woman, because to me, what he looks like in the outside may have been created by many plastic surgeries, but what he is in the inside is very ugly. And just to hear him make that comment that all his friends, he's in the hangar, his plane hangar, and all my friends are leaving. And I'm going to miss them. And, they're tired of seeing all the poor people. They're tired of seeing the homeless. Well, you know what? Maybe if you people cared enough to give to the homeless and try to help the situation instead of making it better, then maybe it will make up for your shortcomings. Because no matter what we do, we must live in gratitude with the universe, but we must also pull up our fellow brothers and sisters. We need to pull them up. As we go up, they should go up. You shouldn't step on them, because the same people you step on are the same people you're going to see on your way down. So you need to keep this in mind. It's very, very important that you do that. But keep yourself focused on manifestation. It doesn't matter if you've talked about it and people laugh at you. Let them laugh. Let them laugh. What you can do is don't talk about it again. Keep it in your mind and keep reminding yourself of how important it is to meet that goal and meet it. And like I said, if you clean, get rid of clutter in your home, donate it. Get rid of stuff, donate it. By donating it, you're giving back to the community, and the community, therefore, it sends you light and love, and you will move mountains. There was a time that a lot of people don't know, but there was a time where I was introduced to the food bank, and I was really going through really hard times, and the food bank gave me a lot, and the food bank helped me. And at the end of the day, when it was all over and done, the food bank, I kept giving back to the food bank. I kept buying and taking stuff to the food bank, only because I wanted to show my gratitude, because they opened the door in a moment where I didn't even have anything to eat. But because I'm stubborn, I didn't talk to anybody. I was just going through that. So I was introduced by a couple of friends that I still call friends, even if they don't. Doesn't really matter. But they introduced me to the pantry, and you know what? I got a lot of use out of it, and I was very grateful. And I didn't overstep, and I didn't overtake. And whatever I took that I didn't need, I would always give it back, or I would give it forward to someone else that needed it. So sometimes you have to, yes, it's true. Sometimes you have to make room for the next gifts that are coming. And how do you do that? You give, not so that you can receive, but the universe will give you what you need in order for you to receive. People, keep in mind, don't let go of your dreams. Don't let go of your thoughts, but be specific. Because if you ask the universe or you ask God to give you a dress, God is going to give you any old dress. You have to be specific and say, I want dress with silver buttons, and I wanted to have this, and I wanted to be specific, even for a man. So be specific in everything that you want. Know it in here, and don't give up on it. Know that because it's here, it's coming. And it really is coming. And know that if it takes a year or 2 years or 3 years, you can't lose sight of what it is that you want, or what it is that you feel that you deserve, because the universe will provide. But in order for the universe to provide, you can't give up. 2, you have to stop the judging. 3, you have to start learning to love self. 4, you have to start learning to let go of people, places, and things that are not convenient for you. 5, you have to make sure that you are decluttering everything. Okay? Because you're right. God, your gift is right in front of you. Sometimes we don't see what's in front of us because we're too busy looking around everywhere else. So, my people, I love you. I send you light and love. It is 9:58. I like to always end this with a commercial, and then I like to leave and then have the commercial going. But I want to let you know that it is Monday. You had coffee with Ori. I love expressing. Please send your information of what it is that you want to talk about, or you're going to continue to let me pick a venue. So I will, but feel free to leave messages. I will get them. Feel free to say what's on your mind. Feel free to have an awesome time without looking back and without feeling sorry for anyone. Just live life, be happy, and make sure that other people are just as happy as you. Don't be happy and let people be miserable, because that's not a way to attract anything. Okay? I send you light and love. Namaste. And I will speak to you guys on next Monday. Love and light again, not just to you, but to the world. Love and light. May you all be blessed and understand that the law of attraction is real, but you have to keep your mind focused and don't think little. Always think bigger. Peace and love.
Alchemy Network. We support and sustain and take you into life's journey. Mondays, Coffee with Ori, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Angelic Whispers, Dr. Ron Bates, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. D, Spiritual Connections of the Brighter Light. You are now on a journey with Food Alchemy Network, where we care about the mind, body, and soul. Let's go.